Hey guys, this is Corey from Redefining Strength. Welcome to the Fitness Hacks Podcast. This is the show where I share all my free workout and nutrition tips. I'm not going to ever fill this episode with sponsorships or ask you to buy anything. All I ask in return is if you're enjoying the podcast to leave a review or leave a 5-star rating. Or even better, share it with someone you think it might help. This will only take a few minutes and would mean the world to me and possibly change the life of someone you know. So let's jump right in. I got sent this box, and on the outside it says perishable, and the return address is an address that I know it's going to be good inside. And opening it up, it was some of my favorite bars and cookies. And my first thought was, oh no, Ryan sent me really good stuff. Or at least that would have been my thought in the past. Now the good thing is that I see this and I go, yum, how can I work this in? I bring this up because I think a lot of times we're, given a present, we have a party come up, we have some life event come up, and all of a sudden when we're trying to reach a specific goal, we think, oh no. And then we feel like the person on the diet. And either we feel very frustrated, making a big sacrifice that we don't want to make to try and stick with our healthy eating habits and routine, or we say, well, it's just ruined. I give up. I'm going to, enjoy the things. Life happened, right? And then we sabotage everything we're looking to build. But it doesn't really have to be an all or nothing thing or either or thing. We can find a balance, and it's really key that we do find a balance so that we can be consistent with habits to see lasting results. Too often we do think, oh, I'm that person on a diet. And then we say we can't have any of these things. And that ultimately leads to us, white knuckling our way through, feeling like we just don't have the willpower at some point to keep maintaining those healthy habits. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to have cookies at this date. Maybe, yeah, sure, you don't go to the grocery store and get Oreos because you don't care about those as much, but when someone sends you something good, you enjoy it. The key is really not labeling foods as good or bad, but realizing that we have to find a balance. If we can't allow ourselves to enjoy the lifestyle things that we really want, ultimately, we're not going to keep doing all the healthy habits we're trying to implement. The more we meet ourselves where we're at, the more we think, what does my lifestyle look like? What do I enjoy? And I know I enjoy these cookies and bars. I know if I have this box sent to me, I'm not going to want to give them away or throw them out or anything like that. I'm going to want to enjoy them. But how can I then find that balance? And I used to say I can't have dessert. I realized that's what actually sabotaged my lasting habits for the longest time and hindered me from getting the body recomp that I wanted. Once I said, no, I want to work in dessert. This is a non-negotiable for me. How can I plan it in? I struck that balance. So if you've been starting new healthy habits and now you're faced with a life event, whether or not it's a party, a night out with the girls, goodies being sent your way, goodies even out at work, whatever it is, and you're like, okay, either I have to try and willpower my way through, but this is my favorite thing, or I'm going to end up sabotaging all of the things I've worked so hard for. No, you're not. You can have that balance. Say, hey, I'm going to have this day. Maybe I'm going to plan it into my macros. Or maybe, hey, I'm not going to hit my macros today and that's A-okay. I'm still going to hit my protein, but I'm going to work this in. The one thing we can't do is either try and willpower our way through constantly because at some point we're going to give up, or say, I've ruined everything. I think that's a big thing, is that we make ourselves feel guilty for enjoying the things we love instead of trying to find that balance. And it's like getting a flat tire. If you get a flat tire, you pull over, you call AAA, you put on the spare, you try and get moving forward as fast as you can. You don't go and slash the other three. Yet so often with our nutrition, if we have one cookie, we have one bar, we have one day that didn't go perfectly, we say, well, I've screwed it up, and then we ruin the next week and the week after and the week after that because we feel guilty. And months later, we're starting over, but we're not really just starting over. We can't just move forward from where we had been. We've now dug ourselves a hole we have to climb out of. So if you have something come up, a party, you get sent goodies, find your lifestyle balance. Don't just say you can't have something, don't label foods as good or bad. Find your lifestyle balance, meet yourself where you're at, and realize that your balance is going to look different than somebody else's. Thanks for listening to the Fitness Hacks Podcast. Again, this is the place where I share all my free workout and nutrition tips. I'm never going to run sponsorships or ask you to buy anything. All I ask in return is if you're enjoying the podcast to leave a rating or review or share it with someone you think it might help. This will only take a few minutes, and it would mean the world to me and possibly change the life of someone you know.